Now, I don't know about you, but this storm ambience this game got going had me sitting here eating my breakfast all happy like. Hi, it is I, and I live again. Hi. I intended to stream yesterday, but, so to explain this stupidity that I committed upon myself, I might have, needed a new microwave. So I got a new microwave. And, I got a microwave. I brought it home. I got it set up, blah, blah, blah. And then I started cleaning. And the day before that, I went shopping, 2 hour walk, not 2 hour, 2 mile walk, walked a mile back carrying, I don't know how much. And I bought more groceries yesterday. So by the time I was done, I sat down and went, huh, my shoulder hurts. Oh yeah, maybe carrying a microwave was not a good idea. Along with like $20 worth of groceries. Not a lot, but carrying a microwave a mile probably didn't help. And then, I started cleaning up because I saw some dust somewhere and I was like, no, I can't be having that. So yeah, by the time I sat down at my computer, it was oh, I might have done something stupid moment. Anyways, my shoulder's more or less fine now. Alright, so what am I doing today? Did I get all of... Yes, I did. Okay. And we have 6 copper, which I'm gonna need to make into tools of some description. Probably going to make it into some various other stuff. I haven't really obtained any more gold and silver to make more black bronze, so that's just going to keep sitting there. And outside of just some small amount of resource gathering, I haven't gotten a lot done. Every time I log on, there's been a medium storm that has showed up, and so I've kind of just been spinning my wheels a little bit, not really doing too much work in the game. Thankfully I have that. How are these doing? Oh! Ooh! Lightning! I did try to get some stuff done with the animals. I don't think much did. This storm is going absolutely insane. Okay, that's good. And it looks like today we are having a slight bit of stormy weather with horrific portals to the other side showing up. Okay. Suffice to say, I've barely gotten anything done. Although I probably should go check the merchants to see if I can't sell some stuff. I was half considering taking my backpack, putting it down, taking off my armor, and doing a little bit of exploration just to see what I can get a hold of. I would like to start stockpiling certain resources because our little construction project is going to require quite a bit. Like, we have done some resource gathering, but we're going to need more. Just a lot more. Amongst things I'm going to have to do, we're going to have to expand our bees. Like, I need to gather nice large amounts of flowers. Make a large bee plantation. And kinda just work from there, because This room alone, with its amount of candles, probably took a month or two with the amount of bees we have now. This room contains over 100 candles in it. That's just a spare from some extra production I was doing. I'm still slowly gathering up the materials to do that. Like, that's something I've been trying to stay on top of. I have a small selection of beeswax. Animal fat we've been gathering up mostly to begin constructing a windmill because I want to make some lanterns, and I'm not going to lie, just having that little bit of automation for construction purposes would be nice. Sorry, my allergies are once again hitting me in the head with a baseball bat. And, I'm not real certain we're going to be able to do too much with the storm running. We do have our little lightning rod, but I'm not sure too much how it's going to help. And yeah, we really don't have much in the way left of, chickens. I need a new rooster. But as you can see, we did get the floor nice and cleared out, and I'd like to start working on that, but 300 blocks of stone is not going to be enough, and we're going to need quite a number of chisels to polish. Like, no joke, I'm thinking we're probably going to need somewhere in the range of 3,000 blocks. And I'm not sure how much that's going to do for us. I could always slowly start, like, doing that. One second. Like, I'm not going to lie, part of me thought about possibly putting in a wood flooring and then just slowly replacing it as time goes on. Just so that we can actually, like, get the other parts finished up. And I'm still not incredibly certain what I want to do as, like, a centerpiece here. Part of me wants to build a dome, but leave it open. Like, have a large glass ceiling in it. And put in a tree. Like, some kind of tree right here, even if we have to construct it out of wood blocks. If we put in a tree here, we could surround it with, like, candles, and I think that'd just look really nice. Or I could do, like, a more standard, just, like, centerpiece cathedral thing. We'll see. I'm still half considering what I want to do with, like, the decoration. Like, I have considered going through and replacing blocks on that. Still slowly been ripping down this hill here. You can probably tell that some of it has been removed. And of course, I've still been, like, going through and at least trying to get blocks out of it. God. What I need to do is find a good spot to quarry down to as well. Sorry. I haven't been awake for more than 2 hours. And that might work. Stone-wise, there's just a lot. But yeah, I've kind of been thinking about just making a prospecting pick and kind of just wandering about the area, see what we can find. I still have a plan to rip through the ground here remove most of it and put like a liner around the building. Just so it's on level with this. But right now we're kind of just waiting out the storm. I haven't had any, yeah, I don't have anything growing in here. I've mostly left this the fallow. No real reason. We have plenty of charcoal, too. I could work on a little bit of that. Like, I think we got a stack in the forge, and we still have plenty in here. Turns out this charcoal pit is more than enough for anything I ever use it for. Of course, we still got the oaks over here that are done. I should check my tanning. Once we have that completed, I'm going to probably move some of the forge stuff down here into this room. Kind of move stuff around, make this more of a workshop. Probably turn our current forge into a storage room for something. We do have plenty of silver. We're mostly just trying to find gold. I'm still trying to decide what I even want to try to get done today. Because I am thinking we should probably expand our bees. The main problem is I'd need to kinda cut this stuff down to level with the rest of it. I have plenty of room to expand, mind you. I could always, like, claim this little bit of area up here. And any amount of area that I can level down is just more construction materials in the end. Though dirt I kinda keep throwing into the water because there's just so much of it and I don't need it. Realistically, I should probably just sell like a stack through merchants. Like, it's dirt, it's not worth a lot, but people still are going to want it. Okay. Let's actually go check on the tanning. Because I've been slowly gathering up enough materials, yeah. Probably should get liquid out of that, put it in there, and replace all the water. It'll be nice to actually have a proper area to work in. I've kinda limited myself to a fairly small amount of area. And to be fair, this has worked shockingly well in terms of just like, yeah, I have room for everything, but it's slowly getting to the point in the game where I don't have room for everything. I really should start expanding it. Also, what am I eating? Flax with mashed carrots and fresh blueberries. If it wasn't flax grain, that actually sounds like it'd be a decent enough meal. Although I probably wouldn't mash carrots into it. I'd probably just have that as like a side kind of thing. Just like baby carrots. Like, blueberry oatmeal with a side of carrots does sound actually kind of good. I'm not going to lie. Speaking of food, I decided to try this tea. White tea with blueberry. Not necessarily the most, like, appetizing thing to me, but it's definitely something I'll drink all of. I don't know, I've been slowly trying to find just various things. Also, the tree died that I was trying to grow. And I'm noticing a pattern. Realistically, the only trees we seem to be able to keep alive are olives. I don't know if something about the climate engine has updated, But yeah, so far that's the only tree I can seem to keep alive in terms of fruit trees. I'm not particularly concerned about it. I'm fine with it. I just kinda wish I could keep some other trees alive. I don't dislike it. It's just there, but, you know, it'd be nice if we could grow some of this other stuff. Maybe I'll look it up. Maybe I'll check the wiki and see if there's any other trees that have a similar heat cold resistance to olives that I can go looking for. If we could make olive oil and use that for something, though, I'd be very happy. Because I know olive oil has a lot of uses. Also, yeah. We had to cut down the herd here. Something went very wrong with some of the sheep. I remembered for once. Some of the sheep. And it turned out that some of them somehow were giving me lower generations than they were. And so I kind of just cut it down to being like, okay, here's our 2 tier 7s. Luckily, soon enough, we'll be able to just have sheep who won't attack us randomly. Yay. So I'm just going to go gather reeds while I have this. I don't know where this came from. This just kind of reappeared. And now we have it again. Which I'm not going to say no to just having another scythe to make this far easier to do. And honestly, I might, if this breaks, make another one just because this makes this way easier. And honestly, if we're going to expand the bees, we're going to need so much of this. Thinking about making a crate for it. That's something that I'm going to just kind of be thinking about a lot. If I need a bunch of an item, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I should just make crates for it. And more or less with that construction project, I kind of just let a crate fill up to the amount that it can hold, and then I use the resource to work on stuff. Just cuz. I haven't really been doing anything with the papyrus. I just kind of have that in case I want to try to make something with it. I don't even necessarily know fully what I can make with it. I just know I can make something different than this with it. I know you can make mats out of papyrus, but I'm not sure if you can, like, make paper. If I can make paper, I might do something with paper. Whenever I get around to doing that, at some point. There's a lot of that, by the way, just whenever I get around to doing that at some point. I don't think I'd take out all the candles from this area. I just like candles. Candles are pretty. Man, with the clay dyeing and stuff that we've been getting with that, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of hoping we get different colors of candles. Like, if I can use dye to just, like, get blue, red, green candles, stuff like that, I will be incredibly happy. Where's that? I'm thinking about making copper shovels to help dig up some of the dirt that we're going to need to remove. But right now we're kinda getting to where we have too many items on these. And I don't want to make certain things until we're done with it. Also, I don't think I'm going to use my black bronze pickaxe anytime soon. Like, that's a I'm going on mining trips kind of pickaxe, you know? That's a I have somehow found iron kind of pickaxe. I have a bronze shovel. I should use that copper lumbering axe. There's some stuff that really shouldn't exist anymore, but because of rollback have just reappeared. Also, I have still not been able to manage to shoot anything with a bow with any level of accuracy because I kind of suck at it. How much have we gathered for 28? 28 divided by 6. 6, 12, 18. That's enough for another set of candles to be made. Notably, we still have a good stack of mortar. We still have some granite rock slabs. What else are we wandering around here with? Granite sand for that. Cobblestone. Limestone rock. I don't want to use limestone in construction. Not because it's necessarily a bad material. In this game, there really isn't much difference. But because of its utility. Yeah, I think we grab some of our spare flax and whatnot, and we head to the traders. They should be fixed up now to where we don't need to necessarily worry about them being broken anymore. This storm is still going. What season are we in? It's June, I see. That might not clear itself up anytime soon. But yeah, I think what I'm going to end up doing is expanding this back. We need to do something about those and the bees. The bees are the easier one, but moving that down one would be kinda not so easy. Here's the hoping the bears have disappeared. There were so many bears the last time I went in this forest. Like, enough that it was actually concerning, and I don't know how it happened that way. Tempted to grab that clay there, but doesn't necessarily matter. Yeah, whoever set this up never returned. I'm half tempted to start tearing it down. What was that? That looks a little weird. Is that just a pillar? I think it's just a pillar. Someone was building a road here, and then they disappeared. I think I pointed that out every time I've been here, but I'm so happy these guys are literally right here, and they buy the stuff that I consistently make. What do you want? Bismuth, tin bronze, hay bed. Now, hey, stop walking around while I'm talking to you. This is all I can buy. You want that. How many of these do you want? Demand 2. Okay. Sure. Just kind of looking at this, being like, what all do you have? Eventually, whenever you can fully tame dogs, I'm probably going to attempt to get one. I'm not going to lie. No particular reason. 2 gears, that's fine. If you just sold straight up bars, I'd probably buy that. Stained leather poncho, snow goggles. God, 6 gears. No. How much is that? 11? Yeah. He doesn't have as many pickaxes this time around, sadly. Doesn't really bother me. Alright, what are you looking for? Demand of 5 of those. Okay, well there's 3. Demand 3. Okay. Doot, 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 doot. This is just a decent way to get some of this. Demand of 5, so you want 10 pieces of cloth. Got it. Oops. Bright side, they will actually just buy from stacks now, huh? Oh. Cool. So that puts us at 12. Huh. I'm noticing our sanity, our sanity is kind of draining here. No, talk. Why can't I talk to you like that, Ree? I am just going to straight up buy that. Why not? I'd attempt to sell more, but I don't know what things are worth to people on the server anymore. That's why I'm just like, I haven't really done much, but I will still just straight up buy that. Why is our sanity draining? It's weird. Get this out. Something's up with that. It's the storm. Is it because we're out at night in the middle of the rain? Is that doing it? Or has the cursed land shifted a little? Luckily, I haven't seen any bears in the area. One of them literally ran up and jumped the wall again the other day, so I'm just like, I might want to make that wall a little bit taller. That was not fun to deal with. So yeah, let's see here. Like I said, the bees are actually not going to be that much of a problem. It's the goats that are probably going to be the biggest issue. We still have plenty of flowers. We can just move back there too, I guess. God, another day where we basically didn't get too much done because of weather. Like, there's no reason to keep the big garden of woad. Alright, let's do that. That's 2 black bronze pickaxes. If I ever find a good deposit of anything, that will actually be really good. Also, I'm not playing any music this time around just because I kinda want the sound of the rain. I'm not gonna lie. So, let's see here. Let's see. What all do I have? Oh yeah, I made some more nails and strips because I was just like, I'm probably going to need those. Just in general. How's our nutrition's looking? Oh yeah, we're doing pretty well. The only thing we don't have is, well, milk. Once we have the new goat, I will probably be able to at least get a bucket of it. That should really help. You still need to find like a treasure hunter and sell off some of those. copper arrows. I really need to just, like, make a really nice bow and a really nice set of arrows for hunting. Eventually I should also just replace these, now that I look at it, but I'm not sure how much of everything else I'm going to need for other reasons. Organization is also something I should work on. We have plenty of bone. I really wish I could do more with bone. Let's see, that's the saltpeter. We're kind of running out of lime. We have 5 lumps of fat. Scraped hide medium. I did not know I had another one of those. I should have thrown that in there with that. Right side is, that's probably going to be a nice little bit of leather. Yeah. I still kind of want to make more outbuildings. But realistically, I just kind of don't want to take up more area than I need to, because that just means more lighting I need. And we still haven't properly lit the entirety of our yard in the first place. Like, this area has been not so easy to light. If we take that off, you can still see we have dark areas around here, especially around these. Alright, kind of just looking this over. The bees won't be hard to deal with. We're just going to need to, like, clear up some inventory space and dig this down. The main problem is going to be moving this back. You're gonna have to use some of the dirt for that. Not really an issue. The goats, I'm going to have to basically take this and just kind of dig out around it, put down the fence here, somehow get them into, like, maybe a separate pin here, and then dig that out. And that's kind of like why I'm like, that's going to be really annoying. Now I want to move it back too, so we can actually, like, finish this off, get, like, a nice rounding to that and get it going over there. Dig that down and then get, like, a nice rounding here to there. Because that's just been something I've been procrastinating on for a while now. Luckily on calm activity and low activity, we can kind of work around the yard a lot more now, though. And the bees won't be that hard because I can just pick up the skeps and move them. Here, I'm gonna grab this. It's not going to be great to do, but hey. Let's go get more servings of that food I made. I have to keep all my food down here, by the way. Otherwise, it rots really fast here in the south. The more I think about it, the more I kind of want to build that tree in the dome. But it's also just like, that's going to require so much glass that I already need so much glass of. I really need to look into other things too. Where are my... There they are. I kind of just keep a stack of that there just because it's useful. We're going to need more shovels. I can already guarantee it. This bronze one's going to break. I've gone through so many flint shovels. It's why I'm like, I might just use some of my copper supply for it instead. Because we're going to need a lot. Normally, I don't ever need more than a couple of flint shovels for what I do. But at this point, it's just like, man, we're hitting that level, are we? One of the traders nearby sold shovels. I'd probably buy them. Mining has never been my strong suit in this game. Like, I think I've found some deposits occasionally, but it's also been just one of those situations where it's like, like, digging down, making shafts, checking over the area again, blah, 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 make sure I keep my sanity up. It's all a process that is just not worth it whenever half the good materials are already gone in the area anyways. Like, there is no way in hell we're finding iron anywhere within this region. Not without having to do some real travel work. Maybe in unexplored regions, which there are a couple nearby, but still. Also, if you hear that clicking noise, yeah, I still haven't managed to find that little hole that's somewhere down under here. And I know it's there, I just haven't been able to find it. Alright, let's get started. First off, time to just start ripping up the flowers. Poor little flowers. Don't worry, you're going to get replanted somewhere. Trying to determine exactly how many more beehives I'm going to want. Because the more of those we make, the more of these things I'm going to need too. And those things are annoying to move. I'm pretty sure I'm just able to pick up all the beehives. I might just break the ones that are ready and grab one of the not ready skeps and kind of just do it that way. No matter what, even if I fuck up, we still have that beehive that's also over there, you know? So there's not too much worry. Get all of this moved. I could plant the flowers back down anyways. Wouldn't necessarily matter. But I kind of do also want to pretty it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Also the ferns. I don't know if ferns count as flowers. You can burn them? They're not flowers. Got it. Thank you, game. But yeah, we're just gonna slowly just kind of get this done. I honestly may take one of the skeps and just put it over here for a while. Just so I can't accidentally fuck up, you know? If it's not in my hands, I can't screw it up so hard. I have to put down one of our bags, though, somewhere. God, having a proper garden would also be nice. How many blocks do you think this thing has left in it? I'm not gonna look, I'm just curious. I just expect it to break every single block at this point. Hit. Let's see here. Is that entire thing? Nice and done. No. But we're still going to need to get up here anyway, so eh. Alright, let's go about this. Which ones are done? These back row ones here? Yeah. Might as well just break them. No reason to waste what we were already going to take. I still have to wonder, do you think the rain drops the chance of the bees spawning? Consistently wondered that and never looked it up. Still seems to be like a good 50% chance, though. Alright. Once they're done having their little freak out. Can I... What button is it? There we go. Here, let's set that one down. Grab that one. And, you know what? Here you go. Don't worry, you'll still have flowers nearby you. Is it hailing? Oh. Oh god, it's hailing now. Really? Ow. I will get punched in the head by ice from the sky before I let them not have flowers. Ow. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, as it turns out, our efforts to actually get anything done have been hampered by the environment's total hatred of us. That's unfortunate. In any case, we have some honey to process. Eventually I'm gonna run out of need for, you know, candles, I say. Like that will ever happen, because candles are a consistent necessary resource for making things, like lights. One day I'll have less of a need for candles. And I'll be able to use some of this wax for other stuff. That's a more apt statement. Right, another 12. Like I said, I've just been kind of stockpiling these until I go to use them. All of the reasons I even started making them into candles was literally just a resource concern, and, well, light is always going to be needed. Eventually I might end up just making candles to sell too. Okay. Once it stops hailing... Wonder when the next storm will be. Temporal storm, not normal storm. If I put on a helmet, do you think I'd be safe? I mean, I kind of suspect the answer's gonna be no. But I do have a helmet I could test it with. Sure, it's a cloth helmet, but hey, find out. Answered. Question. Found. Struck in head with ice. Hurt. Shit. What do I do now? I guess while we wait for the hail to stop, I could work on blacksmithing. We'll have to remember to go check to see if it has actually stopped, though, occasionally. Copper hammer. There we go. Is this really worth my time? I don't have anywhere to put these. Then again, I'm gonna break them almost immediately. So, Alright, let's get to work. pair of chisels is basically what we're going to make, and then we're going to go polish the stone. We're probably ending up breaking a hammer too while we're at it, knowing me. All right. A 120% hunger rate doesn't matter. I'm not sure what's causing that. We'll see how long that lasts. Yeah, we could just make hammers through the molds too. That's just a thing we can do. Let this continue heating up until it turns a bright whitish yellow. Okay. And let's see. We want a chisel. These aren't that bad to make either. Like, these are a quick kind of item to prep, as long as we're careful with it. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was afraid I'd do. Why I want to be very careful with it. There's one. I have to check sometimes to see what else we can make on this. The shears would probably be a good idea later. A copper wrench would also help a lot. Just because I probably should have one whenever I go to make certain things. It'd make life easier overall to not have to break and put stuff back down. It'd also help if the highlight for which one I was about to hit was a more clear. Because as is, these already have a black outline. Another black outline is not that visible. There we go. Unfortunately, I put too much in that. I was thinking about something, but then I decided against it. Basically, it was like I could make another lantern while I'm at it out of one of the materials that is really not useful for anything else, but then I was like, whatever. There we go. Just let those fully cool off. The hell has stopped, I've noticed. How are they? They cooled? Yep, they're cooled. Alright. How broken is the hammer that's on the rack down here now that I think about it? Let's find out. It is... it's not that bad. Might need to make another one, but whatever. That's still burning, huh? Might have put too much in that, but I wasn't sure, so I was going to be safe. And it's charcoal. It's not like we don't have shit tons of that available to us at all times anyways. At least that we can make. Let's see him. I'm gonna end up breaking that shovel, so we will have at least a spot to put this down. Yeah. That hammer's gonna break too before those do. So it might not actually be all that much of a problem in the first place. Alright. Well, at least we can do this now. How are you doing? Fine. Good. Alright, that one's ready. Once all three of those are ready, I think that's whenever I'll do that. Right now, we're going to need to expand back into there. Right. Let's do that. Like I said, I don't know really what to do about the goats. Might need to grab a lead and pull them. Let's see the dirt. First off, we're going to level out the area. Because I do want to expand this back a good little distance. It's going to have to be enough to justify an addition to the land claim, according to the game's engine, mind you. You can't just, like, add a single block length. Which, once I have that done, we're going to have a nice little area that I can probably just start looking at possibly putting the windmill into. That's another reason to expand back. Like, our little bamboo grove doesn't necessarily have to be there. It can be wherever I so want it to be. That's mostly just, like, a material I have around for the sake of if I ever need it. Better to waste bamboo than waste other, more important materials. Do I want to dig up this gravel? Mostly so I could probably just sieve it. That would be a use for a bunch of the dirt that I've been holding on to for more or less no reason. These ferns are everywhere, and I hate it. Like, I have thrown away so many of these ferns just so that they wouldn't be around me anymore. A couple is fine. They're even, like, a nice little plant to use as decor. But still, they get in the way so often. Whenever I start polishing the stone, I also am going to need another box to put them in. Eventually I'm gonna need dirt to make the pathways with, but I'm also... That's not really going to be a problem, because most of that's going to come from the dirt that it's going to be replacing anyways. It's going to be the stone that's the problem. How far do I want this back? This is definitely going to be removed anyway, so I might as well do this now. Oops. Right side, this thing digs real fast. Honestly, I probably should make it... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 blocks back might work. Like, we're gonna need a fair bit of that. Yeah. Also, kinda wanting to get more animals. That block just vanished. Good to know that's still happening. Like, I'd also like to move the chickens, too. So if I'm thinking about that, I'm probably going to need way more land than I think I will if I'm thinking that way. And if I want to put, like, say, the windmill back here, it's going to need to be even bigger. So, say we take this and move all of it back a little bit. We might give the goats an extra block or two. 10. I might want to do 20. That's a nice little pond. Mind you, land claim will not be necessarily an issue because there's still quite a bit of value to it that I haven't taken up. Like, my base is actually relatively small in terms of claim area. That would allow me to probably claim a little more down this way and make a proper dock for a proper ship if I really wanted to do that. Here. Just gonna grab some of this anyways. I know I should probably use this for better purposes, but there we go. Just kind of want to grab enough of this gravel to sieve later. If I'm going to bury it anyways, I should probably take it. It's not like dirt's going to be a limited resource. Not in this area. Also, you see that little bit of ore over there? Yeah, I've still kept digging around there, hoping to find more. I've just never deleted that. So far, the only thing that's been getting me is more stone, which, let's be honest, is probably the actual reason I keep like digging in that hole, but It has struck me more than once that I should just tear down the entire thing over that and take all the crystal out of it. And I'm gonna need it. But that requires bronze, so I've just been kind of lazy about it. At least a stack of this should be good. Yeah. Come on. Gimme. There we go. There's a game that I also kind of intend to play soon that is, probably not going to be a playthrough game, but more of just a one-off stream of what would be a playthrough game otherwise. Mostly because I just don't have an interest in actually playing through the game's story at all. Right. That will happen eventually. Maybe. I'm not even going to say the name because at this point, I know me. I know how I am. I'm going to say the name of the game and then I'm just never going to play it. It is something I do want to play for various reasons. I don't know. And if you're wondering about something else, I've still vaguely considered about RuneScape. I know I bring it up mostly because I keep playing that soundtrack whenever I play this. I would probably play RuneScape on stream. It's just one of those things where I'm waiting for me to get into the desire to play that game again. Like, that's a game that hits me occasionally with I want to play this. I get a subscription to it for like a month, and then I just play the shit out of it for like a week or two, and then I put it back down. Though, I also struggle with, like, thinking about that game because it's like, I'm not sure how much I could do speaking-wise with that. One of those games where it's like, man, this is a lot of repetitive actions that make me just clam up and never speak, which is different from this game. Because I actually, you know, have a shit ton to actually think about with this, believe it or not. Especially when it comes to, yeah, I probably need to work on this. I probably need to work on that. I probably need to work on this, that, and that. I just suddenly thought about the fact that I still haven't tried my new microwave, by the way. And I don't know if it's more or less powerful than my old one. I've already gotten rid of the old one. I got a 1,000-watt microwave. I'm not sure how much I want to think about that. Like, as long as it cooks food in relatively the same amount of time as packaging says, that's about all I need to worry about. We're gonna have to cut that down. I'm looking at it and still considering just putting in the wood floor first. Redwood plank flooring. That entire tree still wouldn't be enough, by the way. Actually, I'm probably going to have to cut down 2-3 trees here, maybe. For the sake of visibility. Also, yes, I'm grabbing this specifically because, you know, get more done at one time. I need dirt to finish that. Okay, grab the dirt from the place we're going to remove the dirt anyways. I know that's probably obvious to most people, but I have learned over the last several years, repeatedly, just how much the obvious isn't obvious to 90% of people. And it's not like me bragging about, like, oh, I'm able to notice things. I miss a lot of shit because I'm an idiot. I just get terrified by how much people have missed. Like, what seems to be the blatantly obvious things. Like, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm terrified by how much more stupid some people are. How do I always find a way to sound like an egotistical asshole while also hating me? It's hailing again! Ow! God damn it. Ah! Hello, little bunny. I'm sorry you have to be in the hail. Ah! Hail season hurt! Hail season hurt! Ugh. God damn it. Okay. 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 Well then. Make another crate. Start polishing rock. Yes. Slate, shell, cobblestone, slate, stone, sand. Yeah. I don't remember how much of this I need. Hi, Lynx. How are you? Alright. Let's see. That's not correct. That's not correct. It's double that amount, isn't it? The saw is slowly breaking. We're gonna have to probably replace that within the next month of usage. Let's kind of just do this. Grab the hammer. Where's it? There it is. At least in here we can look out the windows and see how much of that is still going. That's the one downside of the tower, is there's not a lot of ways to look out of the tower and see the hill. Okay. Let's start off with a single stack to see how much happens here. Now, how do we do this again? There we go. Oh. Oh yeah, about 2 stacks and that's going to break. Maybe that will be enough to just kind of figure out a pattern for the flooring, maybe? Okay, that didn't break in 2 stacks. It's probably going to break somewhere through the 3rd. Yeah. Okay, we need a new hammer now. Sad. Oh, well, that's not that difficult. I'm also trying to think about how much we want to do with certain things. Like, would it be worthwhile to make things out of copper for the windmill? Or should I, make it out of some other material? Like bronze? Yeah, like bronze. If that would have any sort of increase of, like, torque value and that kind of thing. Here. Since we're gonna be doing this, hammer, lamellay, prospecting pick, pickaxe, blade, shovel, axe, hoe. Do I really want to do another pickaxe? Realistically, I probably should just be fine with this. That will be 40. That's technically 3 bars, is it? You know what? I'm ultimately going to have another set of things anyway, so 3's fine. Maybe 4 is good there. Let's go. Yeah, this in particular has been the thing that's made me go, I need to, like, move my blacksmithing down somewhere with more room. Like, we've managed with this, it's just going to be a bit of an issue. Eventually I'm going to have to replace my anvil too. If I should invest into anything steel, I probably should invest in a steel anvil, just because I can work with literally anything on a steel anvil. Within reason. Let's see here. What a nice, peaceful game this is. The fact that it rains constantly is also just, like, nice. I enjoy the rain in this game. I enjoy rain in general, actually. Sorry, I checked some messages and people are saying funny stuff. Alright. Shovel. Let's see. Oh, that's getting picked up. I see. Oops. Sorry, sometimes whenever I'm just staring at number go up, I start tapping finger. Yeah. 4 should actually be enough there. Okay. What a peaceful, peaceful, peaceful day. The problem is the rain in game is making me want to actually curl up and take a nap, which is a problem because I need to be, you know, here, awake, alive. I love this sound, by the way. Just the metal being poured. I really like that sound. I like to point out, by the way, that it's like, ooh, it's being heated by, like, logs, which is not what I put on there. Also, because we're making another one of those, I'm literally just going to take this hammer and continue. Alright, here we go. The worst part is I'm going to have to take a bunch of these and break them as well into slabs and do, like, a lot more with those. This is actually going to require quite a bit of hammers. I probably should make a better hammer if I'm going to do that. Something that won't break like that. The bright side, that's what? 360. Leaving us with 4 left. Okay. Well, that's at least something getting a little bit further done. Has the hail stopped happening? No. Okay. Oops. Yeah, we're going to expand this out at least 10 should do for now. I'm going to go with 10. If we need more, we can always expand back further. Means we're also going to have to cut through that area a little more. We should have plenty of flowers for this. I was half thinking about catching rabbits and keeping rabbits, but I think they're not going to be as worthwhile. Like, rabbits are more just something I'd keep as a pet. We need resource animals. So I'm kind of just thinking about, hey, what would be close nearby worthwhile to grab? And not going to lie, I'm thinking maybe pig. Maybe. Mountain sheep and pig tend to be the things we have the most of in the area. We already have chickens, even if I need to, you know, get another rooster. Bears are not domesticatable. I would also not want to deal with bears. Let's be honest, that's a bad idea. Is there anything else besides rabbits, chickens, sheep, and pig in the area? Like, I know mountain goats are a thing. I haven't seen them. While we're waiting for that to end, let's go to the bestiary and just see what we can find on the wiki for this game. I went to the wrong game wiki because I've been playing a lot of Ellen in the spare time. Oops. Alright, animal husbandry. What animals? Hares, chicken, pig, sheep, and goat. Okay, those are in fact all there is. If we could get wolves, I'd be tempted to as pets, but Pigs are a problem, though, because they have the aggressiveness whenever they have piglets around. I might hold off, then, on another domesticatable animal, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, we need the area for other stuff anyways. God. So let's see. How much rock do we have? That's cobblestone normal. We're gonna have to make some fencing. Here. Let's see. Do I have any dirt just sitting around? I have packed dirt. God, I can't even go outside and, like, do other stuff while I wait. Ugh. Low fertility soil is good to get rid of. Granite skull blocks aren't that useful. Gray brick. Granite sand, various woods, fire clay brick. That's necessarily for something later in the tech. Still thinking how we're going to get the goat's little, like, thing moved, and it's still just a, yeah, be very careful about it statement. Shell cobblestone, redwood planks. You don't have to cut down that one tree, so how good is that? That might function. Might. So we have the 2 pickaxes now. A spot there, we can set something. For now, we're not really going to be messing with that, so might as well put that away. Guess I could make more candles while we wait. It is nighttime, anyways. Let's see here. Just put that in there. Gonna need more wood soon in here too. It doesn't matter how many planks we put into the, or firewood we put into this. We're gonna make multiple batches of candles anyways. Grab these, grab that. Plenty of reeds for more skips. Feathers I should do something with. I might honestly take feathers and see if I can't sell them on the market at the traders in a couple of days. Just see if I can't get some of this stuff sold. Because more money would be a good thing. Funnily enough, we made enough for another bronze pickaxe with like a single gear to spare whenever we got back. So I might want to consider just getting a little bit of fun together and checking the marketplace. See what we can get. Okay. We should be able to make 12 candles here. No lie, I do like how, like, compact this area is. I don't know. Just areas like this make me feel weirdly cozy whenever I have directly full awareness of what everything in it is for, and I have put it all down. Also, let's talk about something a little more odd that has been going on with YouTube. So, as it turns out, there has been this slight problem where creators have been talking about how their views have been acting strange. And people were blaming something called restricted mode. So, restricted mode seems to have been something that was getting turned on weirdly for some people. And a lot of creators then jumped to the opinion that this was caused specifically by that. So, two people, who I shall not name because I don't care to name things because it's weird drama. Even though it really shouldn't be considered drama at all, but what the fuck. One of them claims it's because of viewership, like viewers not watching as much of certain things, and that there's like a yearly thing. Yes, while true, this has been an abnormal thing because as it turns out, on the same day, for the same amount of period, a bunch of people had their views go down. And it was specifically only computer viewers. Now, another YouTuber was looking into this, who was directly called out by YouTuber 1 and told that they were wrong in a video in a less than, rude way. Everybody was relatively professional for the most part. Anyways, so YouTuber number 2, and I might as well actually name to give credit here because he directly seems to have actually figured out what it was, given the evidence. Guy by the name of Josh Strife Hayes, who does like worst MMO ever. He very specifically seems to have figured out what it might be. And it turns out the weird dip in computer viewers might have been because a specific ad blocker was not working on YouTube, and the everything wouldn't load whenever people use that ad blocker. So in that amount of time, it appears that the dip in viewers from computer viewers was because a bunch of people using ad block were not able to get on the site. And it's like, oh, yeah, that would do it. And the only thing that I bring this up for, hey, YouTube, if you just told us more, you could have completely avoided the massive amount of people going, restricted mode did this. Just tell creators certain things. Like, be a little bit more transparent. I know you probably don't want to admit certain things, but could you have just found a way to tell us specifically about certain things instead of being so quiet it looks bad, please? Yeah. I don't even know what they could have said to make that, like, more clear that it was specifically, like, certain things, but YouTube has this reputation of being completely unreliable in what they say and being dead quiet, making them look bad. Oh, man. Because the actual answer to what was going on seems to be like an, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense and isn't something that odd. Because, yeah, ad blockers and YouTube have been at war constantly. It's just one of those things where it's like, even somebody who is as aware and understanding of the YouTube algorithm was completely wrong because there's just so little information going on between, like, creators who are big, mind you, and YouTube. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting enough to bring up. Like, I don't particularly... I care? Like, I care, but it's not one of those things where it's, like, affecting me, and I found it more just a curiosity to pay attention to, I guess, is the thing. Like, I have no emotional investment one way or the other. Outside of, for a little bit, kind of just side-eyeing somebody and starting to think that they might have been simping for YouTube. Because was clearly something going on. Then like somebody kind of like I was talking to about it went and said something that made way more sense about certain things, particularly egos and creators being a thing usually. But yeah, the other thing of note that nobody seems to have talked about is how bizarre recommendations were there and around the same amount of time period. Because there for, like, a little bit, my recommendations were awful. Like, my YouTube recommendations were bad. And bad in the way of, this has literally nothing to do with me. And obviously, despite the body that I inhabit, I'm a guy. Yeah? So, whenever I say that I'm a guy who likes to play games like this, strategy games and games like Ellen, you can already kind of tell a little bit about my personality. Like, I'm the kind of person who would watch history videos, like strange event videos, folklore stuff, just, you know, massive nerd shit, yeah? I am emphasizing all of this to say that whenever I get on YouTube, I'm the kind of person who would not, is a category, ever watch a makeup tutorial. So YouTube, why were you suggesting makeup tutorials to me? Like one or two, but still, why? Also, I actually put out a tweet the other day, I say, as if the word itself is poison upon my tongue. Under what circumstances would I want to watch a years-old member video for a channel I'm not a member, a member of, that I've scrolled past literally hundreds of times? Because it's been suggesting that same video to me for, at this point, months. Literal months. That one's just kind of like, I can kind of see it, but at the same time, why? For what it is. So yeah, things have been a little bit odd with recommendations for a while, and the main reason I bring it up now is it's like none of these bigger YouTubers, none of these creators seem to have even picked up on that at all. Like, why is that something that's kind of been screwed up? Because in my head, the recommendations had something to do with the weird view counts on some level. Because that's just been a consistent weird issue for a while, and it got really bad there around the same time. Which appears to potentially just be a coincidence. But still, you know? And I don't know if other people have that. Apparently, a lot of people don't use their subscription feed. To which I have to say, what is wrong with you? If you want to see videos from people you're subscribed to, why are you not using your subscription feed? Is not the point of, like, the suggested videos on the homepage stuff that you might be interested in? Apparently, no. Apparently, a lot of people never click that tab, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why? That's something that is new to me. Confusing, too. Very, very confusing. Like, I understand some stuff from people you're subscribed to showing up there if you haven't seen it. But still, I use the home tab to find new stuff that I've not seen before because I'm very curious. A lot of the problem I have is that I watch like a lot of channels who upload maybe once or twice in a month at best. I like my long-form content. I am, in fact, not a zoomer. Give me my 3-hour, like, deep dives into the lore of some obscure thing I've never heard of. You know? Somehow, some way, I get bees every single time. Even if it's not every single time, I get bee swarm every single time. Ugh. But yeah, it's just like, man. And my recommendations for like the last couple of weeks have been all over the place whenever it comes to just random things. And it's just like, yeah, I guess some of it makes sense. Like, I'm not particularly perturbed whenever it's like, hey, you've been looking at, like, horror content. Here's horror slop channels. Oh, and we see that you, like, looked at one Minecraft video. Here's, like, a horror slop Minecraft video. I'm like, I understand. I don't want to see it, but I understand why that's showing up. It's just one of those things, though, where it's like, why a makeup tutorial? Why random shit? Like, what? The makeup tutorial was the one where I was like, okay, something has gone incredibly wrong on YouTube's end with recommendations. Because it wasn't even, like, something related to anything. Like, it wasn't... Because I had to be like, I gotta investigate what the fuck this is. Just a little bit. So I didn't watch the video, obviously, but I didn't even look at it on YouTube. I actually Googled the person, and it was just like some bog standard, like, normie trash makeup tutorial. It's like, okay. Mind you, I hit do not recommend this channel to me ever again. Obviously. I try to actually curate what it shows me on some level. Hell, I actively tell it not to show me some videos. Like, hit not interested, and then I actually give them the reason of, I've seen it already. Which, I know I get a lot of repeat videos that I've already seen. But I really wish YouTube would realize that, yeah, I get a lot of repeat views on some videos because it's music and not other things. There was one day where it suggested to me multiple year-old game reviews from Mandalore Gaming. And I'm just like, why? Like, in a row. Not like a couple on the homepage. No, there was like an entire screen of them. All ones I'd already seen. And I'm just like, huh? I just watched a Seth video. Why are all these showing up? Which is funny because there's a joke that they're the same person, but you know. I'm procrastinating. I don't want to deal with the goats. I don't want to deal with the goats. That's burnt out. Okay. We don't even necessarily need the hammer right now. This can sit here cold. I don't really need to mess with it. I'm looking at that porridge bowl of just like various foods, and I'm like, man, I could make porridge. At least like something. I don't know. I might actively mess around with my YouTube recommendations and see if I can't push them towards something by specifically looking at certain kinds of content, because what I've been in a kick for right now is just obscure horror stuff that I have any interest in. And unfortunately, there's a couple of problems with looking for horror on YouTube, which isn't just like an algorithm problem, it's a creator problem and an audience problem. That much is true. Because, you know, whenever I look at horror stuff, what I'm not looking for? The latest Five Nights at Freddy's clone slop. Minecraft, like, screamer slop. And I'm calling it slop intentionally, because that's what it is. It is just the most derivative, brain-dead dog shit on the planet. And I'm just like, I don't want this. I don't like screamers. I don't like jump scares. I like Silent Hill 2. I like cold, dreeping psychological dread. I like deep concept horror. Like, the most interesting horror thing that YouTube has recommended to me lately was actually an Animal Crossing style horror game. And I'm not going to lie, I've mentioned it before, but I'm getting this massive itch for the mundane horror. And I need to explain what I mean by mundane horror. I would consider this game having a sense of mundane horror, where you're going about your day, you're growing your crops, you're working on your projects, you're tending to your fields, you're doing all that, and there's just a horrific element that's constant in the background. Oh look, some of the rainwater is black and red. Gee, that's strange. I wonder why that's happening. You know what I mean? Give me more of that day-to-day survival in a horrifying situation. Give me that horror, that cosmic horror that becomes the mundane. Because that is just something that fascinates me as a concept. You bees done. Are you ready? They're both large. Okay. They will be ready in a little while. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Okay, let's get back there and continue expanding the new area that we're expanding into. I also want to expand out that way because I'm going to expand the temple's front a little bit and do some gardening there. Like, I'm going to want some garden out front, you know? Okay, where is this? I'm still thinking about making this a lot bigger than it is. Like, the bees are gonna be a decent-sized area. Then I want a little bit of area open for possibly whenever I want to actually start making some new stuff. Like pigs, rabbits. But I might want to also consider a storage building of some sort too. Just so I can actually start organizing and keeping some extra things. We'll see. Is 10 going to be enough, or am I going to want to expand this a little bit more out? I know I said maybe 20, but I'm thinking closer to 15. Because what I'm kind of thinking is we leave the bamboo where it is, and we just set a windmill, like, here-ish. Just enough to build it up. Set its, like, stuff down, and then have, like, enough room to build some sort of switching device to be able to switch between a helve hammer and some of the other kind of crafting devices we're going to need from it. Like a milling stone, a helve hammer, I might not really know what else is necessarily needed there, but you know. We'll figure it out. Also, let's see. Thinking on it. I'd like some more areas to grow some more tree in. So, let's see. If I just expand this out all the way, that'd probably be enough hives. That's... I'm moving without my consent, what? Okay, that was weird. Probably leave this where it is, have enough room for another thing here, and... Realistically, what I should be doing outside of just having those trees there is just planting what I can out that way. I think the servers are having a slight bit of a tism. How much is this? This is 4. I'm also trying to keep in mind exactly how much room I'm going to need for maybe a pathway over here. Because I'm going to want the pathway going down and over to here too. Just so I can move around the area faster. That's why I'm considering the extra 5. Because that's going to be about the size of the pathway. Mind you, the goats don't need too much area. They're fine in their pen as is. And we're not going to have that many animals. My garden that I have already over there is also fine. Its size is decent. It doesn't have to worry too much about anything. Yeah, 15 more block area should be fine. The main problem is I'm going to have to remember that the windmill is going to have to be fairly high up to be worthwhile. And I'm going to need the area to make all the switches and whatnot that we're going to need. And it looks like we've about used up all the dirt we got, so... perfect. Kind of just fill this in. There we go. And this all is going to get cut down anyway, so... yeah. But we're going to have to remove it in general, just so things can't jump over it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. You spider fuck. Get away from me. Plus, I'm probably going to build a path out through here. Cool. It is dark enough that those things are spawning. Cool. I'm not happy. I'm feeling glad. I've got sunshine in a bag. Okay. Well then. Honestly, looking at the map, because we still can't do much with that thing running around. Get this up and pack through there. We might actually just have it go do and like that. Move the goat field over to like here. Then have this go up through there and down over there to the windmill. Yeah, that probably will work, right? At some point, I also will want the area to just build a nice actual little house. But that's future problems, and we still have plenty of space. Thinking about how big the windmill's probably going to be. Because I think... How big is this? I think it might actually need to be slightly bit, like, either around that level or a little taller, depending. It's definitely going to have a lightning rod on it, though. In fact, if I really wanted to be smart, I'd probably make a little shed out of stone for these and put a lightning thing on top of that, too. Just make sure we have a decent amount of coverage so things don't get struck. You know, things like me, my animals, you know. Me, my animals. Two things I care about. This is still fine here. This is mostly just decorative, to be honest. I like being in here. Feels cozy. I don't know why. What are you doing? You're fine. Do I just want to move these guys and get to work? Maybe. I might honestly put that on pause while I work on that. Here. Let's do this. It's ultimately not going to matter. One way or the other. One skip is always going to be kind of enough. I don't think the bees will care. Come on, little buddies. I do wish I had a method still where I don't have to be so mean to the bees. Like, I'd prefer not to destroy their hives. Prefer to just, you know, pull out a piece after calming them down. Yes, I'm still going to have to cut those down, but I just kind of want to get this done. Do I want to use those fence posts? Mainly going to need to make sure that they're safe from raccoons. Which, I don't think I've ever seen raccoons around here, so, you know. Curious. And there that goes. I really should just go make that shovel. Yeah, let's go make that shovel. I need a stick. Where are my sticks? Might as well hold like 5 of those on my person. Probably have to make more fencing. In fact, I might make actual decent fence. Just to surround it in. We'll see. Like I said, I need to mostly just get this finished up and like look at the area. Really plan it out proper. Because I'm definitely going to need to make more stone fencing to surround the area in. It's just a little bit sad that that doesn't fall down. Oh well. Doesn't surprise me that it doesn't. Sure, that can sit there for now. I'm not too flustered about that. Now, as for the dummies to keep those bees from attacking me, I'm just gonna have to push those, aren't I? Yeah, I'm just gonna have to push those. This is probably a waste of an axe, but at the same time, I just don't want to take that much time with it. How much longer is it? Yeah. Yeah. That cuts the time down drastically. No pun intended, obviously. Ah! Oh well. I'm glad that that just falls into place like that and I don't have to pick it up. Let's see here. Yeah. We'll kind of try to figure out a nicer looking layout for the flowers once we actually have the land prepared. Mind you, we're going to probably need to take those lights anyways, now that I think about it. Yeah. I accidentally made these out of a different color of clay, so I don't actually know what to do with them because they don't match. I might make more blue clay, just see what I can do with it. Like those I probably can find a use for. We have 4 of them. They're not bad. But they are just a set that is separate from everything else at this point. Where did that one go? I'd rather not lose a single piece of fencing because that's one more piece of fencing I'd have to make for something. Alright. I'm wondering a couple of things. What do I do first? I think I should expand the area back there, claim it, and then worry about everything else. After all, we don't necessarily need to worry about too much in any case. The only problems we have are A, the portal's just showing up and punching me in the face for no reason, and B, hail starting and punching me in the face for hail reasons. Do not argue with weather. It will not care. Speaking of weather, I should probably do my Japanese lessons today. I did not do them yesterday because I wasn't expecting to fully fall asleep for 8 hours after having a 4-hour nap. That's just the way it is with me. It's like, oh, is it insomnia or extra sleep today? Which, if you're wondering why I do morning streams lately, it's because the insomnia has basically kicked my ass so hard it's reset my sleep schedule. Did I buy coffee yesterday? I didn't. Oh. Gamer Subs is great. I also do like coffee for just the slight energy boost, because I don't have high caffeine coffees. I just have like a slight amount of caffeine coffees, which are usually just enough to kind of keep me going. Whereas the Gamer Subs is just like, hey motherfucker, guess what? 8 hours. I don't want to like toy with my sleep schedule too hard, because whenever that's a very good way of just starting an insomnia like not spout, the word is bout, yes. Finally we got this hill removed. I'm gonna worry about the goats later. I'm going to worry about the goats later. They're going to have to move, but I don't want to deal with them right now. Alright, we're probably needing to put down some of these flowers, so I have inventory space. What ones can we just put down with no trouble? Probably the ones we don't have a lot of. Yeah. If I had a good selection of flowers, I'd be more tempted to build a nicer garden. Right now, we kind of just have to deal with what we have in the area. That's another thing there, where it's just like, I should go out, explore, and pick up more colorful flowers. Like this catmint and these lupines. And the wild daisies. Some golden poppies. Just nice, colorful plants, you know? Some of this stuff is fine as, like, backfill. Like, tall flowers are nice. Especially whenever they're not very bright, because they can work as, like, boundary flowers. But we're just working with what we have. Especially because I have so much goddamn woad. Like, there's the woad back there, there's woad over there. Woe betide us, it's everywhere. Also ferns. Which are really not a flower. They're not a flower, and I don't know what to do with them. Main reason I'm keeping most of that woad, by the way, is, dye reasons. Alright. I think we start out with kind of just expanding the boundary border a little bit to where we have it. I'm still going to have to dig out more of that hill, mind you, but yeah. Do I have space to store these flowers in something? Realistically, they should probably go into the gardening shed. Here, let's take this and we're going to move it over to the gardening shed. No, I should probably build a chest. Put it in there, but... kinda being still stingy with my metals. Some more of these would be nice. I wish I could properly grow flowers, you know? Just like set a little area aside to where they'd be able to spread somehow, some way. That'd be nice. Right, let's put these away. Decorative plants. Oh, we have some in here. Lupine blues. Lupine purple. Maybe I should go find, like, patches of lupines and take those, because those would be nice. Yeah. Where's our... Yeah, that's still full. But yeah, let's say, like, if I could just, like, make a little one of these patches, keep cutting the grass on it and put a flower on it, and it'd spread to the other ones that are directly next to it. That'd be nice. Just as a way to, like, have more flowers without going and finding them. I'm getting so sick of the portals right now. Let's grab that many. That should be enough. I'm not incredibly certain, but I'm hopeful. Something I really shouldn't be hopeful. Usually ends poorly. Oh yeah, I guess I need to also dig out that little flooring area over there and start seriously considering finishing off this. But yeah, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. We're gonna have to dig up this entire hill just so it doesn't have a way for things to jump over my wall. That doesn't surprise me. We were going to destroy it anyways, so zero sum, you know. But we're going to set out the boundary for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also make sure we just have this all correct. I suppose any extra, I should go try to finish off the surrounding wall of the temple too. Mind you, I'm also probably going to change up the wall once the temple is done, so we have this nice, tall fencing. If I really could, I'd make it out of metal. So yeah, that was in fact enough. Night's gonna fall on us here, though. Damn it. In between the hill and all of that, it's been kind of all over the place trying to get anything done. Plus medium activities. Ugh. Yeah, it's too late to do that. Too high of activity. Do we need to set down any more of these? I mean, I could, but it really wouldn't matter. Alright, let's see. These are fine. I really want to get that, bee field done today, though. Put those away, put that away, put that away. I'm still considering a more proper fence for the bee field, too. Use the stick ones for the actual, like, places we put the bees, I guess. These. Fence. I don't want to use a stone fence. We're going to need all the cobblestone we have. Here. 2 sticks and 2 boards. Okay. I'm guessing the ones we have are already redwood. Yeah. Of course they are. We have a shit ton of redwood. At least we have a lot of that. So here, let's put that away for now. Is that redwood there? Yes, that's a redwood board. Also, I may need to get up and take a break here in a second. Mostly for food. Okay, those are planks. Are we out of redwood boards? We might be. What's in there? Birch logs, I see. At least we have redwood planks. Those will get used. Because that's what we're going to build the flooring out of for the temple first. Just so we have a flooring. Limestone, shale, quartz chunks, blue clay, flint, fire clay. Okay, so we are out of redwood planks, basically. That's copper. I guess we cut down that tree we need to cut down anyways. We might need to make another saw at this point, though. I just kind of want to keep it relatively the same. Here, we also need to do something else very specific. What an odd-looking chicken. Anyways. We might not even be able to do this right now. So we have what? 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever amount this is across. This is basically how we're going to have to do this. Stupid as it may be, it's going to work. Can I get that out of there somehow easier? Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we need to move this entire thing back. At least a little bit. But I really don't want to have to fight the goats on it, you know? They're sheep. Shut up, me. I need more that I need to get done at nighttime. The problem is that most of what I need to do, I get done immediately. That could be done at night. So I might just want to, like, leave some stuff ready to be done whenever the sun goes down. Note that usually whenever the sun goes down, I also end up just, like, going AFK in my own time. Alright. Also, this is probably going to be a 3 or 4 hour stream again. Mostly because of just energy reasons, and mostly because I need to consistently get up and start cleaning. I've made no allusion to the fact that I live in government housing, and we're reaching that time of the year where they're going to start doing inspections, so I tend to just get up and start, you know, cleaning up several months beforehand to just kind of make sure everything is in order. Make sure I get rid of everything that needs to be gotten rid of. That reminds me, I need to keep an eye on my mail. And no, I have not been caught by the government agency and am being kept in a, containment cell. That hasn't happened. I am not currently being held against my will in a containment cell by a government agency. Hell-bent on making sure nothing like me gets out and is able to do what I must and what I should be doing. I am not in a containment cell right now. Do you understand? I am not in a containment cell. The HOA has not captured me. And I'm not looking at a teleprompter right now telling me what to say either. I'm hungry. I'm thinking about breakfast. Realistically, if a government agency wanted to make sure I could not bring about the glorious events that I seek, all they really would need is, like, basic creature comforts that I desire. Anyways, what a strange thing to say. I'm now just running in circles because I've lost the plot and I'm not sure what I'm doing. Let's see. Stone. Polished. If it was a calm day, I could do stuff too. That's what gets me the most. I need to get some redwood saplings somehow. Is it still in there? No, good. It's no longer bothering my chickens. Oh. Oh, they're inside the walls. Okay. Yeah, that portal's way too close. I can't do anything right now. But I want to get stuff done. I don't like being forced to take breaks from my work. I forgot to grab my bag. God. That's a bow torn. That's a drifter. That's a shiver. Get me inside, get me inside, get me inside. I'm a tailor. I can't do anything, man. I make clothes, I don't fight. Do I have redwood that I can turn into planks really quickly? Just seeing how much. 6 pieces. Yeah, there's another 10. Right. Okay. Where's my saw? I'd like to get that made at least. I'm sitting around here doing not much else. At least that doesn't break quickly. Yep. The real question is, how much of this is something I'm gonna need? That's way more than I intended to make, but it's probably better to have more than I intended. Especially if I need to make the bee thing out of it. Yeah, that will do. And, where are the fences? I probably should immediately just grab these. Put away the cobblestone, grab enough stone. About a stack, and whatever we have left over, right? Should be enough. Like, the wall itself, once we tear it down, we'll have plenty. That might be enough. What? No, you, here. There we go. Okay. What day is it? Yes, I'm still counting the days until Silent Hill F releases. If that game's bad, I'm gonna be so upset. Like, you can't get my hopes up with Silent Hill's, like, remake being actually pretty decent. And then just deliver on, like, the best-looking project for Silent Hill in forever. Poorly. That's gonna upset me to no end. Or you ask, no, that is not a threat made to any government agency. I am not captured by a government agency and held in containment. I do not use the fact that I have been captured because I am not in containment. I'm not. To try to get things done that I want to see done by threatening to leave containment that I am not in. I want a pizza. I'd like a pizza. I'm not gonna have pizza for breakfast, but I kinda want to have pizza for breakfast. I got stuff to make a pizza. I got this large bag of mozzarella that was much larger than I thought it was. And like some other cheeses, so I have sauce, I have like a bunch of cheeses, and I have the stuff to like crust, you know? Yeah, the stuff to crust, yeah. Stuffed crust would be nice, but that I don't know how to make a stuffed crust pizza. I mean, it probably isn't that bad, but I probably don't have the skill to make that. Could the horrors from beyond time and space leave me alone? I want to build. This is low activity. Oh. You know what? Here. You know what? That actually looks kind of nice. Just some extra light. It really isn't doing too much. I just suddenly had another thought. Should I make chandeliers somehow? And put those in the, temple? That'd be nice. I did not realize I'm still holding 2 flowers. I think I picked those up afterwards. That spear is almost broken, looking at it. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Gonna have to get more spears. I've been kinda skating by on not making spears. Well, the spearheads, by doing sieving in my free time and just getting a couple that way, so I never have to make it myself. But the best way I've gotten those is bony soil, and I haven't gone out exploring to find bony soil in a while. Which is also why I don't have any new books to look at on stream. Much as I'd like to see what's going on with some of those that I don't have yet. The problem is there's a couple of lore books that I know we're never going to get a hold of because they're accessible only in a location that has already been looted. I also need to find somebody who can sell tapestries and buy more parts of tapestries. I keep changing what I call that building I've been working on. I keep calling it a cathedral, a temple, a church. All these words are basically interchangeable in my head. Basically. Bah. Bah. Sorry, I was looking at what the waveform for that audio looked like whenever I did that. It's putting way too much emphasis on that B. Okay. What time of day is it? It is 2:30 a.m. in the game. Oh, I want to build, but the evils won't leave me alone. You know what? I should probably start making some more clay stuff. If nothing else than to have it ready, because I'm gonna need them. It has also rained and hailed for multiple days in a row in the game. We have consistent and constant storms, which is perfectly okay with me, outside of the lightning potentially striking my goats, which is, you know, sheep that I don't want to lose. Seriously, why are they sheep? They don't look like sheep. You know what would be easier, now that I realize it? Not like we're losing out on voxels doing that in the first place. 3, 4. Okay, that's a replacement for what we are basically not going to be using with those little candle things. They're not candles, they're oil lamps, but I guess another set. Is there anything here we want to make besides? The planters might actually be nice. Just put like little bonsai trees in the temple too, maybe? That'd be nice. I don't think I'm gonna do that though. Yeah, there's not really anything there that I necessarily need at the moment. Just keep doing this. I need to find more blue clay. There's a lot of fire clay around me, which would be more rare if a lot of the server was on the newer patch for its land gen, but Okay. Once I'm eventually done with all of this, I need to download my claim and just keep a hold of it. Do I want to make 12? That might be a good idea, just having 12 ready. Like, we're not going to have the animal fat for that for a while, but while I'm not doing anything else, I might as well, you know? I guess it's probably a little bit more realistic of a way. Actually. Depends on how you make the bowls. Like, just forming a large lump into the vague shape and then scooping out the middle. That is a way to make bowls. At the same time, that's just a way. Doing coils and then smoothing the edges is also another way. Just vaguely thinking randomly. Still low activity. Still too much outside. And since it constantly rains, we don't have a lot of, like, sunlight, so things tend to sometimes still spawn near portals. I should really take a basket, put it outside near the kiln. Our little, like, ground kiln. And just fill that with grass, so it's there and ready. It's like the one resource we don't have in a pile out here that I really wish we did. Okay, you. Where'd it go? There we go. Make sure they all appear. Yes, that has been a problem. If I do make an outbuilding, I might make a little pavilion just for this. How much does this need? Like 12? No, that works. 2, 4. I also need to make a couple more kilning pits, but it's bright enough to start doing this. I'm not going to waste a pickaxe on this, but I will slowly do this. Much as it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass. Right side, this doesn't actually use up as much resources as one might think. Because realistically, that and that wall are the only actual additions we have there. Where shovel? There, shovel. Sorry, I realized that this is still here and I want this gone before I finish that. Problem is things are still going to be able to jump over the wall, but I'm probably going to finish, like, that and then worry about it. How high do I need to make that, I wonder? Probably at least the top of those. Whatever I do, I'm still going to have to mess around with a windmill, so it'd probably be better to just claim whatever's going to be to the top of where the windmill base is going to be. And then just claim the rest of the windmill once I actually have it built. So I'd want to do that in one sitting, just for safety. Oh my god, we're gonna have so much dirt. Still gonna need to replace some stone area with dirt, but... Like, I'm gonna want a lawn no matter what. Probably 5 back. At least in terms of what we can get rid of the dirt. 5 or 4. That should work. So that's 3. This would be 4. Yeah. That's far enough back. Mind you, all that's going to get cut down anyway, so it doesn't truly matter there. Just enough that something can't run and jump over. Something being potentially a person. I know I have it here. 3 is probably enough for that. Here. So we'll just get that far enough back. The shovel's gonna break soon, sadly. Copper is not a very durable material, as useful as it is. Which is why I hesitate to even use it instead of saving it to make bronze. I'm gonna end up accidentally digging into a cave somehow here, though. That's just gonna be my luck. Who knows, maybe if it's a cave, there will be something inside it. Other people will not be able to get to it because it's my cave. Either way. It has struck me to build an underground structure. That's not likely to happen, though. Underground is not somewhere I can necessarily be for very long. You'd more or less just have to break a lot of things to make the game think, oh, it's no longer a cave. And I don't know how that works. Can I use this? No. No, that is way slower. This is why this expansion hasn't happened. This is a very, very slow process. Yeah, 20 might not have been enough. We'll probably need, what, 15 to 20 more of these? Not really a concern. But yeah, we'll finish this off. I really do need to finish off the side of that building there. But we'll work on tearing down the hill first. I do want to get this up and going, though. So what, 2 more there, and whatever remains there, so... maybe 10 to 15, actually. I'm just taking guesses, by the way, I don't fully know. Mind you, part of that over there is probably going to get removed to make a windmill. Do I make the windmill immediately? Is actually a better question. Because I'm thinking about how annoying that is going to be to claim. Because you can't just claim a single, like, length block. You need, like, 5 lengths of block to claim. Or something like that. God. I wish if it was adding on to an already existing area, you didn't need that large of an area. I mean, I guess I can just claim the extra area around it. But at the same time, that's kind of annoying. I also kind of just want to get this built over to here to where, you know, somebody can't just jump in. That's why I'm kind of doing it like this. Oh, that hill is still going to be in the way. Just why I'm like, I'm going to probably start cutting the hill down. Because then I'll have stones to use. More or less immediately. Yeah, this will be plenty of space, though. I also have to carve out where I want the walk area to be. Might also want to make another gate just over here somewhere, instead of having to go all the way down there. Eventually I want to claim this little, like, area between these two sides of the, fence. From, like, there to there anyways. So it might not actually be all that bad, thinking about it, because if I want to make a claim here, I could just claim it down to there, and then just have, like, the square here for wherever this is going to jut out at. So it might not be actually all that bad. Make sure I grabbed all of this. Okay. I'll also have to light this area up. Alright, how much are we missing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 blocks of fencing. Okay. I'd overestimated how much we'd need. That's not bad. Alright, time to remove this. Cut down the tree, get rid of the rest of that, light up what's left to light up in the area as best as we can. Then we can work on getting the hives and whatnot down. The bright side with this game is that you can just remove cobblestone like this if you don't have a pickaxe, because pickaxes are actually more of an investment. Though I do kind of wish there was a device that was like made of stone that I could use to pick these up specifically easier. But oh well. So yeah, gotta figure out where the goat pin's going to be, gotta figure out how I'm going to do the new field of flowers. Which, luckily, we have plenty of area for. Let's see. It was there. Move it back. If we move that off to the corner-ish over there, just have it be where it kinda was, just back to here. Though part of me kinda wants to also just continue this down to over here somewhere. And maybe have the flowers be like there and have the entrance to that over here, but I'd have to move our bamboo. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. I'll have time to think about it. I don't necessarily need to make a decision yet. Someone can jump on the side and just walk along the edge over to that, but eh, whatever. We'll be able to get that done once we start tearing down that hill anyways. We have a bronze pickaxe still available to do that with. God, this is still going to take so long. I guess I could build the foundations for the windmill too. It doesn't necessarily matter what I make that out of. It's probably still going to be cobblestone. Just because it gives everything this odd sort of feeling to it that I vibe with. I kind of don't want to do that, though, because I still need to, like, actually sit down and look at what I'm going to need for the machinery of it. Like, I know we need a hellhammer, I know we're going to need a crusher and a mill, so I'm going to need 3 different, like, at very least, jut-off points for the machinery, and switches to deal with that. And already in my head, that's kind of turning into a weird if-else situation. But just mechanical. Which is basically just what that is mechanical if-else. And explain what I mean. So let's say power of the thing goes down here. Okay, you need like a switch like here of if on that way and if on that way. And then realistically, if we had 4 things we were going to make, then you would just have another switch there and another switch there. And it'd be able to go bop, 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 bop. Which isn't all that complicated, I think. At least in terms of that kind of view of it, but it's going to require other things that I'm not sure about. Yeah. So that might actually need that entire corner to itself, honestly. And I need to look up everything that it needs. Smelting, armor, temporal stability, mechanical power, Archimedes screw, windmill rotator, 4 cells, axles, gears, the quern, hellhammer, brake. I guess I could also just have it split off in those directions, but I kind of want a like selector to not waste energy across multiple things early on. Transmission, clutch, brake. Yeah, this doesn't even say everything. First step tutorial. We've already... No need for that. God, a greenhouse. There is zero reason to have a greenhouse. Yeah, that would just overheat everything. If I could make a cool house, that would be cool. Basically, a design to be able to grow stuff in the heat at lower temperatures because, you know, we're basically in a tropics area. Like, I'd say we were in a rainforest, but it's a forest that has a lot of rain, but isn't the rainforest. I've seen them nearby, though. We are not that far off from rainforests. Actually, I think it's called a temperate rainforest. I think that is literally what it is a temperate. Here, let's use this first. Don't feel the need to waste bronze whenever we have copper. Shovel's going to break, but all well. Thought I heard a bow torn behind the wall, but I think that was under the ground. Not going to lie. We're just going to do this. Oh. Is it actually this? I forget how to make compact... Oh. Ah, there we go. That didn't really remove all that much, but, you know. We already have a solid, like, full crate of dirt, and we're going to get more. We do not need all of that. I have to repair that. Also, I saw more red rain. Ah, the red rain. It is ever here. Alright. Now, the main reason to have done that... I should put away this. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. This is gonna snap this axe so hard, though. Come on, don't just, like, explode and leave the top of the tree. Wait, what? Really? A single block did not get taken? And my axe didn't break. What? Okay. Here. Yeah, I see what's happened here. Oh my god, there's so much. Yeah, you never actually have to worry about that, do you? We don't need to keep that. Here, 1 second. Yeah, that's exactly why I want to tear that down, by the way. You can just jump that, and if I can jump it, animals can jump that easily, and that's more of a concern than people are, really. So... Oh. Yeah. Get out of my inventory. Yeah. There we go. So, we're gonna have plenty of boards. This is why I was like, maybe I should make the, cathedral out of that. Like, the flooring, for at least now. Who knows, I might put down the wood flooring and go, oh, that's actually really nice, and just keep it that way. Because, you know, it is, like, it is a really nice color of wood. I'm not going to lie and say that part of me doesn't like the color of wood that it is. But I want the stone floor more than anything. I'm gonna need a new box to keep all this in, aren't I? Oh well. Once we break the shovel. How many planks is this going to be now that I look at it? We're probably going to break all the axes I'm holding, by the way. We just need the space. This is what I mean by things I could just leave until, like, later. That isn't correct. Actually, it is. And it is correct, because we need to do this. Yeah. Like, yeah. That was, in fact, the correct action there. Not something I'm going to do more than once, but, you know. Also, because of the amount of storms that keep happening, yeah, there's a reason I'm not building out of wood. Like, I know it's not going to burn stuff down because that's off. But that's not still going to cause my brain to go. Realistically, it should burn down very easily around here. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't feel like I should need a wrench to push an empty box over. Just, like, slightly. You know? Okay. Oh. I'm not going to lie. This is going to fill up faster than we have, like, any right to be able to do. These trees are big. They're full of wood. Statements that are like, herder, no duh. I'm kind of half feeling like I should just, you know, make the floor already. But I want to finish off that hill first. Hill, not heel. Not ESL. I may sound like I'm ESL. I'm not. And there goes the saw. At least we'll have enough planks, hopefully, to last a while. Alright, we'll go put away the rest of this and start digging. Hopefully we haven't wasted away the entire day. Hopefully. Though if I have, at least I'll have a little bit to work on. Okay. I should just shove these in the crate. I have a crate for it. I should be using it. Where are they? Cobblestone? That's probably going to end up filled by the end of the day, isn't it? Yeah, I'm thinking probably get a wood floor down and just work on everything else with that after we're done with what we're doing over here. Not that it matters too much. Let's clear this up. I don't mind holding on to at least a little bit of this at a time, but, you know, multiple stacks gets annoying. Alright. I'm not being perfectly optimized with this either. I could optimize way harder if I wanted to do some, like, thinking. And the statement, if I wanted to do some thinking, is probably why I'm not going to be doing it. Thinking makes sad feel. Sad feel do bad thing. Bad thing make thing unhappy. Yeah. The way I said that makes no sense, but whatever. God, we need so much stone. That's why I just keep looking over at that, being like, that's a lot of stone. I don't know if I even want to tear those down, though. They look neat. That would require me to spend a lot of times in a rather dangerous area, to be honest. Where did that lightning hit? Because that was the lightning particles over there. That was weird. I should honestly not be doing this while lightning is happening anywhere near me, but how many days has it stormed at this point? We're going to get lightning, whether I want it or not. And if I waited for the lightning to end, we would have gotten nothing done today. There's 13 more blocks. Looking at the time. Okay. Sorry, I had to do some quick math in my head because it uses incorrect time. Anytime a Euro starts complaining about, freedom units, it is very, very hard for me not to actively infuriate them by just saying things. You know, there's a part of me that every time that happens, just wants to just like go, God, you're such a nerd. Just to see what they do. There we go. Yeah, we more or less wasted the day away. Oh well. We have enough to make some more fencing. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That will get that done. We will have to bust out the bronze pickaxe, though. There we go. Looking at this. Right side will be able to actually get the road properly connected and around once we move the goats back. Which I should probably work on the fencing while I have time to. Character's also getting hungry. Ah. Well, there's a solution to this hunger. And it's one that I have to consistently do, by the way. Like, unironically, that barrel of honey has been just the way I've done things for so long. Oh yeah, I put charcoal in there because I'm going to work on more Terra Petra in a bit. Let's start organizing. There'll be some more of this. Oh, that goes there. Okay. Need more stone. Even 1,000 of that is not going to be enough, I can already tell you. Okay. Let's see. part of the reason why I was just kind of like, I should eventually just go explore and get some stuff. I know I mentioned I might do that, but there's just a couple of things we're going to want. A, I need to find a good spot to get some animal fat, because we're going to need quite a bit to make the windmill. Like, we're not low on cloth. We'll be able to make the windmill's blades, or sails, as I think they're actually called. There's some other stuff that is just like, what else am I gonna need? I'd like more better flowers. I'd like to go poke around and get more bony soil to use. I'd like to do a bunch of things. More blue clay would be nice. I need to just like ground up a bunch of bones, which would be way easier with a windmill. But yeah, I'm gonna have to sit down and actually like properly design out the windmill. Yep, fire brick, clay, bricks. I don't know what to do with them. I know they're used for, what, the steel? Yeah, for making steel, like a furnace thingy, whatever that thing's called. I also need to gather up some more of the resin, because that's going to be necessary. Like, very, very necessary. Also, YouTube backend, could you please stop breaking the chat on the, like, overview thing, please? Please. Alright. So let's see here. Leather. Sorry, I got mentally distracted there for a second. Where did I put those? Okay, they're in my inventory. Grab that. Trying to think. What all am I going to want to take out there with me to work on some stuff? There hasn't been a storm in a while, I'm noticing. I really should be doing this a little bit differently. I should make a shovel, but man, I'm wasting time right now, specifically because it's night. So basically what we're going to need to do is we're kind of going to need to like lower the fence by one, build a second fence out that way, get the goats to go down there, block them off from this, then remove this. And remove the rest of the dirt around it. This probably isn't the best way I could do this, but it's the way I'm going to do it. Because I'd rather not accidentally have any accidents. That's my main thing, is I just don't want any accidents. Losing either of these goats would be god-awful. Which, if you're wondering what those stick floor kind of things are for, they're to prevent the animals from doing something stupid. Like wandering through water. Like, that will block animals, basically. Actual thing, by the way. Animals hooved animals do not like going over gratings. Shocking, I know. Of course you had to go to sleep right goddamn there. Realistically, I think, yeah, moving it back to there would be fine. You don't really need much of anything here. Yeah, that will do. That's more or less the same thing. Yeah, I'm not able to get over that. Okay. Well, yeah, you have to kind of jump that, funnily enough. Let's do this. So basically, probably going to go grab a lead and just pull them into that other area. Just to make that go a little bit quicker. I still have my lead, right? That wasn't destroyed, was it? Ah, I don't think I have the lead there anymore. Yeah. Oh. That's not quite what I mean. It's made with rope. Coil of rope. Is it just a coil of rope? It might just be a coil of rope that we use. I legitimately don't know. Where is this? Oh, stupid hair getting in my eye. Eh. Let's see here. Let's just do that, yeah. Oh, I had 7 coils of rope. Oh well. An extra coil of rope isn't a bad thing. So, we use this to pull the animal into the new pen. It's going to fight the shit out of us because it's an animal that isn't tamed, and non-tamed animals are even dumber. Yeah, okay. Then we remove the old pen. Alright. Yeah, we'll do this. I'm not sure how far back I want to move this either, thinking about it. Maybe only a couple. We'll be nice to them and give them extra. Oh, you come along. Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. Over here. Yeah. Are you fighting me over this, you idiot? Come on. In here. Come on. There you go. Okay. Good goofy animal. There you go. Let's go grab your woman. Come here. Don't headbutt me, fool. There you go. Okay, at least they aren't going to fight me over this at this generation. Good. Good. I was worried about that. The main problem is they're still in that level of generation where they would still headbutt me, so that's kinda not great. So OBS is not on top of the window. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I think we just move this back a little bit. Notably, we need to put, like, take the lights and move them. Yep. That'd be enough for Goat Baby to escape. Grab that. Put that away. Just like being able to have an empty hand. And we'll be able to move this stuff around. Cool. Alright. So just do this. There you go. No, 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 no. Don't headbutt me, goofball. You silly little shit. At the very least, we're going to need to move this back, so we might as well cut this down. While we're messing around at night, I probably should check to see exactly where we want this to go. Because we don't have a shovel on us. Not really going to be able to do too much, but right now we're just getting the goats moved. Maybe back that far. To here, maybe. We really ought to make a shovel and just see. It's like, I want to be able to have 2x2 there. An extra little spot here. Maybe some lighting here. And then just go all the way down this way and to the side there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the open area here. I might not do anything with it, to be honest. I might put more ferns down around the place for no good reason. But yeah, let's go make a shovel. Because I am in constant need of shovels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we're taking the entire stack. Why? Because we're going to have to redo some stuff. Or at least restock some stuff, I should say. I really, really wish I could just kind of keep the grass size down. I know there's probably a way to do that. But I still want, like, grass to exist. I just don't want to mow it. Think about the echo we're going to get in the temple once it's done. That'll be neat. Hell, we already get an echo in here. I'm trying to think how I want to do, like, floor pathing in that place, too. Oh. Whatever. Like, I'm just trying to think how I want to actually mess with that, and I'm not incredibly certain. Okay, the rest of this is going to be put near the pottery kilning area. Is it still raining? Oh, it's very small hell, I see. It's hailing every night, I'm noticing. Are we in calm? Yeah, okay, that's why. It's noticing we weren't being attacked. So, bright side is, look what we can do now. I kind of just want to get this set out, ready, and able to be doing. Hello, Mira. Ah, I see my YouTube live chat has failed, and I had to see that through not Discord, through OBS. That's the software. Hello. How are you? How is stream going so far? It's going fine. This is exactly the level of calm I was hoping I would be having from the game, basically. Although the hell is not helping. Being struck in the head with ice over and over is possible brain damage, but not much left to damage, so who cares? I do kind of want to expand my little pathways to 5 out. 3 walkway, 2 sidings. But I'd have to rework my entire area, more or less. I'm not sure I want to move all of that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, I just kind of like 3 instead of 2 for walkable area. And we're back to rain. Interesting. What's the temp? 68. Ooh. It's actually below 70. That's probably the coldest it's going to get in the game. Little brain damage is always fun. Well, there's not much left to damage, so, you know. Can't damage what's already broken, except that's not true. Yay. I'll probably... That it's calm. Yeah. I'm still waiting for just a horrific storm of destruction to come along and the land to warp under the Dark God's influence, but hey. Dave, or whatever his name, can't keep me down. I'll just have to get in a closet. Actually, if a temporal storm starts, I'll probably just hide and take a small break during it. Okay, there we go. So, let's see here. That put away, put those away. Grab these flowers and might as well just set them down out here anyways. But yeah, we'll have a nice large area to work with now. I'll just need to remember to claim it. Or my goats. Good goats. Just nice napping goats. Grab the shovel and start digging this out. Finally got around to leveling out this region, thankfully. Now everything will be nice and flattened. Is that just going to fall down, or... No, it's going to float. Okay. Here we go. Hello, goats. Where do I want your food trough to be? Here. We'll put that down there for now. It's going to still be right next to where the gate's going to be. Is that going to leave enough area? If I want to, like, expand the walkways out to 3. So there, and then a gap there. And then an extra gap here, yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine. Daytime's about to arrive. I should start working on getting rid of the hill over there. Goat, please. I know why you're walked over here. You're looking to headbutt me, aren't you? They're sheep, by the way. They're sheep. I keep calling them goats, but they're sheep. I still want to make, like, a nice little barn for them. I just don't know how I'm gonna go about that. Honestly, what I should probably do is just build, like, a little awning. I wish I could make them little beddings, too. Just, like, somewhere to rest on. I know that's not necessary, but I kind of want it. Oh. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to get rid of this stone, too. Oh well, more rocks to use. Once we have this nice and cleared out, we'll set down the dirt, finish that off, clean up the rest of this fencing that we were using, and we'll be able to do some stuff. I'll worry about that hill another time. Like, it's still going to come down, but right now I kind of want to get this finished up. There's just so much to do. Then we'll have to make the bee garden over here. I'm still debating if I want to make a pathway between this and that and have like the windmill over here. Yeah, just like bedding hay. It's kind of what I want to give them. Once we have them at generation 10, they won't be violent towards us anymore. We still have, what, 3 cycles of goats to get through before they stop headbutting us, though. And past that, we can actually have a nice little herd of goats, too. How much cobblestone are we getting? Well, not cobblestone, just stone. It'll be enough. We're still going to need so much more for that. Like, unironically, I'm going to have to form a quarry somewhere just to get the stone brick that we're going to need. Like, we still have the main building, whatever we're doing with that. The second tower. Giggle, if you will. The stone that we're going to need for the decor, too. I have thought about adding a second set of windows into the tower around its base on top of there. Just so it'd need less lighting for it. But yeah, that's still going to be a massive project. Especially if we want to, like, make a dome and enough glass for the dome to be able to grow a tree inside of it. Alright. There we go. That works. Especially, like, double check, actually. So 3, 4... That'd be 5 across and 1, 2... Okay, yeah, that works. I'll need to make more lights for this, just so it stays lit up all the way around it. Do I actually... This would work. I'm still vaguely considering moving the chickens over here. The chickens are just going to be a pain in the ass no matter what, though. I'd need Generation 10 chickens, and we need to get a rooster. I could expand that a little more. Put the chickens in here. And, like, make a small thing over there, potentially for rabbit. Because, not going to lie, I still, despite, like, not really having the time or resources fully to mess with it, I do still kind of want to get rabbits. If I could tame foxes, I would, by the way. But they're not exactly something you can tame in the game yet. Oh, that fell off over there. 1 second. Grab that. That there. No. There. There we go. Because right now we don't really need that much. I guess I could build like a little hutch right here, like a little lean-to for them to stay in. They wouldn't. They'd still sleep over there, but, you know, it's pure aesthetics. How are the chickens doing? Still scared every time I approach because they're not Generation 10? Yep. Oh, that was a little bit of lag. What gen are the chickens? Generation 4 chickens. Yeah. What I need is to move the chickens over somewhere that they can actually, you know, be separated out in. Because I'm not going to lie, the way that it's working now, I keep accidentally killing the rooster because they all just clump up together in a runaway horde. And that causes so much issue. There we go. I need you to not headbutt me whenever I break that. Okay. Now I'm going to slowly cut this. You're not going to attack me. Well, I give you more area to be in, right? We're going to need more light here, though. You're leaned up against the fence, and that's a problem. Don't you dare. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. There we go. There. You now have a lot more area to be happy in. Please do not hit me. As long as there's enough light level, they should never disappear. Speaking of things, how's this? Is it done? Okay. 4 bowls done. 1, 2, 3, 4. I put away the grass, didn't I? Yeah. After that, yeah, I'm gonna have to do some hunting trips to get more animal fat to make more lights with. I could use the animal fat we have now. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, let's just kinda do that. Light is necessary. Light is good. What did I... Oh, yeah. Grass. It doesn't really matter that I use that one. We still have the bowl sitting there to do this with. Once we have a nice little group of sheep, sheep milk is going to be a consistent addition to our diet. We're almost to the point that we can keep almost all food groups up, which is nice. And, well, the goats are going to pay the price ultimately to allow things to keep happening, but, you know, no need to worry about that. I'm also thinking about reworking our berry bush garden. Mostly because it's dark over here at night, and that's a slight problem. If I rework the pathway size, I'm going to have to rework this anyways, which is fine. Because a lot of this is probably going to have to be moved around. Black currant, white currant, red currant, cranberry, blueberry. We have 2 sets of blueberry bushes. I know there's more bushes we can go get for the others. Yeah, I might do that. Okay. Alright. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How do we want to do this now? At the very least... So... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to want this here. Also... Okay, how do I move these correctly? I have no idea how to disassemble a straw dummy. I thought for a second I heard a bow torn. The only way I know how to mess with these is to literally just push them. Which is, you know, a slow, stupid, and arduous process. Here. Just basically extend this out all the way over here. This shovel's not going to last very long. I'm trying to determine how big I want the flower garden for the bees to be. And we're going to want to walk way down this way anyways. Especially if I eventually just cut this in half again and, like, make another set of pins. Just so that we're able to, like, have the animals all in one spot. Because they really shouldn't have a problem with each other. I don't want to start getting pigs yet, because pigs are an issue. As good of a source of resources as they can be, they're going to be a pain in the ass. Sometimes not figuratively. Maybe we leave it to a cross. Main thing is, I'm still going to want to rework the berry garden, though. If I move the chickens, reworking the berry garden wouldn't be that bad. I also want to make them like a little place to sleep. Something of the sort. In any case, push, push, push. Come on. Move. Damn you. Ding, 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 bing, 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 bing. Bing. There we go. So need probably... I'm literally just looking at this. These are gonna have to move no matter what. I guess the berry garden staying to a cross wouldn't be a problem. Like, anywhere that's a not main pathway being to a cross isn't a problem. 3 is just preferable. Unfortunately, an orchard is not really all that possible outside of olives around here. So that could then be pushed there or down that way. Either way would work. Doesn't really matter. That would be that. I kind of want to leave a grass gap no matter what between the like road and fencing. In fact, to be blunt, this is going to get reworked at some point. I'm probably going to push this back, which is why I haven't made more Terra Petra in a while. But push this back, move this over one, and just have the fields, like, possibly up to the wall here. As for the trees, I don't know. I'll have to figure out something to do with those. Honestly, I've half considered, instead of growing a tree in the center, moving our little altar here into the temple once it's done. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I can really say. Oh yeah, I forgot about you for half a second. There you go. Sticks, please. There you go. Those stacked up. 4. Set those down to go and start them. Okay, there we go. Nice and lit. Either way, I can probably start the fence here, and it will be fine. Of course, I have to keep pushing this. There's legitimately no way to pick these up, is there? I just... Ah! Oh. Oh my god, that's how I picked them up. Okay, never mind, I'm stupid. And didn't choose one of the most basic ways to pick things up. So, like, start the edge here. Kind of do that, right? You can make it all the way back to there, maybe? The main problem is we still don't have room for the windmill. Edge. 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 Yeah. I mean, nothing's stopping me from pushing back a little bit further to make the windmill. We still have plenty of land claim. And I'm going to need just outright the area. Nothing's stopping me from doing that either. It's bees. It's not necessarily going to matter. Although I don't like that. I just don't like the way that looks, really. And yeah, that... The bamboo forest is, like, we've got going on here is probably going to have to move. Whatever. So all I have to say to that. That's not really a problem. Either way, we can just put, like, the windmill there, and it's not going to be a problem. That flower is lost to the vortex of time, though. Unfortunate. Yeah. Oh no, I can always move the bamboo somewhere else. It's not really a problem. Like, I specifically grew this so that we'd be able to make more bamboo whenever we needed to. So it's not an issue. I don't know how much more of an area this is total for the bees. But, hey. It works. Now then. We'll need another axe. Ugh. I want to make sure all the flowers are inside. Captain, the flowers are inside. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm referencing. Like, I know what the oh my god is from. But, Captain, they're on the inside. I don't remember what is from immediately. Alright, let's go get the other sticks and start putting down stuff. Boing, 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 boing. Where did I put those? In here? In here. There they are. There's our sticks. Or technically a fence, but, you know, I've been using them as just standing sticks. Technically, you can put sticks down too, I think, but I'm not doing that. Alright, so let's see. First off, we're gonna have to pull these up. I believe these are technically edible. I say, knowing full well that no, bamboo shoot is literally just edible. Oh my god. All the ferns. Ugh. I'm gonna start burning these. Try to get some sort of use out of these non-flowering plants. They're just everywhere. I hate them. Do I want to make shears? That's a question. Question I'm asking myself. Question that I'm not going to answer immediately. A question I'm going to ignore for possibly too many hours. You start there. 1. Yeah, let's do it like that. I cannot see through some of these. I'm gonna have to move some of these somewhere else. These tall flowers are actively in the way. Notably, I should probably just pull up the flowers and everything and just put them down after I'm done. Because I'm probably going to have to redo some of this anyways. So, how stupid am I? That's about the amount that we had before there. And if we do it like this... The main goal was to double the amount of space we have for bees, by the way. Here, I should put these down. These can just go wherever. Okay, I did not know I just throw those and they land and are there. Interesting. Put that down for light. I'm kind of thinking also how much light I'm going to need here. Oh yeah, this is going to be way more skeps that we'll be able to put down. In fact, I'm probably going to need to rework my reed farm. Oh god. Well, if I move enough around, it's probably going to be fine. I say. Hoping ning. Ichini-san. Ichini-san. Yeah. Do I actually even need to care about the bamboo right now? Do I need to move it at all? I might not need to. It would make it more even, most certain. Not sure how the bamboo... I see. That's what was wrong. In the way. Shut up, you. Yeah. Alright. Well then. That's still fine. In fact, this isn't really a problem. Where am I gonna move the bamboo to? I guess because we don't have enough space behind the bee field for the windmill there. I guess we just build the bamboo field back there. That should be fine. We're one short. Wow. We're actually just one block short. There is a severe temptation to just put another gate somewhere. Like, severe, as in, you know, homicide severe. What the fuck am I saying? Sometimes I open my mouth and I'm shocked by what comes out of it. Probably not a thing that should be happening, but it's a thing that does happen. Have you ever heard me? I argue with myself. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Should be clear that that even I don't know what's going on in my head sometimes. You know, if I don't know what I'm doing, my enemies don't know what I'm doing either. Hee hee. Come on, there we go. I really need to go put down all of these flowers into that place, though. Just to get it out of the way. I have so many flowers. Honestly, this is a more proper amount of bee area to have. I'm sure it's going to make quite the horrific amount of noise. But hey. Pretty sure I remember exactly what I need to do here. Okay, you get planted. Here. So, where's the doorway? There it is. How do I do this? Yeah, that's just putting it down as a pile. That's fine. We're going to take a knife to the bamboo leaves and try to get bamboo whatever the fuck. Very carefully, just walk around these and plant flowers until we don't have any more to plant. Simple as. I know I mentioned that I kind of wanted to try to make this prettier, but I have too much to do elsewhere in this game. Main problem is that once I'm done, I'm gonna want to make sure that I actually clean this up a little bit. Oh, there's a sprout. Okay, cool. Sprouting bamboo. Just run over here. And doop, there we go. That's realistically all we're going to need properly to make more bamboo. Gonna still use more though. Honestly, what I should be doing, that I'm not, and I'm not going to do, is I should take the larger flowers and put them around the edges. And put the easier to like see through flowers just down through here. But, as I said, I'm stupid and I'm not going to do that. Luckily, now we can just pick up everything we need to. That'll be good. Put that down. Okay, we got another sprout. That's fine. So, bamboo does have a couple of uses. It's just primarily I don't know what they are because I don't build with bamboo, ever. I know you can make rafts out of it. But if I'm gonna make any sort of watercraft to actually use, you can bet it's going to be a proper boat. I'm seriously still only get one more. Interesting. There's another. Yeah, I'm probably going to just... get another gate and put it down somewhere over here. Sorry, every time I hear something that sounds like a shiver, I immediately look for it. I am not dealing with those jackasses as best as I can. Ah, here we go. One there. So yeah, you can kind of see why I'm like, I probably should put the easier to see through flowers in the middle and the larger flowers on the outside. This shit dumb to deal with. Dum da dum dum dum. Dum da dum dum dum. Dum da dum dum dum. Da da dum 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 dum. Dum da dum dum dum. Sorry, I still have Banjo-Kazooie on my mind sometimes, too. Because one day I'll play Banjo-Kazooie 2E. The sequel. I sometimes speak. And I make sense. Sometimes. I need to move you out to the gardening shed. Where's the other gate? Oh, I have even more fences, so it doesn't even matter. But where's the other gate? I know I had two. Or did I only have one? I probably only had one, and I don't remember that I only had one. I have two of those, but that doesn't count. Alright. This is fine. This works just fine. Besides, we're still going to have to go to the gardening shed anyways and grab what we have there. Okay. I'm going to have to come through here and properly fix up the lighting. Somehow. Sorry, the last remaining of my bamboo trees. I guess never mind. Damn it. In any case, we're going to probably work on that the next day. Actually, how long have I been going and what time is it IRL? Because that kind of matters. Oh, I've been going almost 4 hours. I'm starting to actually feel hunger pain. So this might be a situation where I return later. And more will be done because I'm literally just going to keep working on this today. But right now, it might be about time to call stream. Either way, we basically got a little more of that hill taken down and we've expanded the area out. So I'm happy with the progress we made. And I'm still thinking maybe wood floor in the one spot until we're ready to actually put down the stone. Either way, there's plenty to do. Plenty to do. Plenty to do. Okay. Get inside so I don't get attacked. Because whenever... medium activity. Oh boy. Anyways. Is there anybody I can point everyone to that I follow that's online? We'll see. Give me a moment. Subscriptions. Is edit still going? Well, not edit, but Hoshi. Hoshi is no longer going. Okay. And I'm going to take it that everybody else is offline besides me. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, in any case, then, thank you all for being here. I hope you had a good time. I hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful time of day. Hopefully, next time is tonight. We'll see. Until then, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Do human things to survive. Bye-bye.